What's up, guys? Welcome back to another FRI-Q&A, and as you can hear, my voice is a little bit lower than normal. That's because last night I celebrated the 100th episode of the Artist Coaching Podcast. And to you who have seen it, I invited Tim from Firebeats. We had a really great conversation about the stuff that went on when we started out with music. We actually went down memory lane. That's to combine the whole conversation. He had a lot of great tips as well. So if you're interested, it's the podcast before this one. This is the 101 episode. And it's another Fry Q&A. So let's just dive into the questions immediately and see what you guys have come up with this week. Hilaire says, "Hey Joey, can you explain how to run a radio show? Do you need permission from each artist or going directly to SK, BMI, etc.? And how to give the rights to promoters if I want them to promote my track?" Kind of like what white listing is, right? Or how. So yes, you can just start with a radio show right now, depending on where you would like to show it. So if it's on iTunes or on all the other podcast platforms, you can just start a radio show because they don't keep an eye on what's being played in those shows. As soon as you put it out on YouTube or whatever, or I think Facebook also works with music like that. If you put it out on those platforms, you will get like targeted, and they will take you offline because you've used probably other songs. So yes, in that case, you do need permission from each artist. But if you just put it out on like iTunes, for instance, as a podcast, that works for now until it lasts. If you want promoters, so I think with promoters you mean YouTube influencers, for instance, or Instagram influencers. Depending on where you released it. If you released it yourself, you don't have to give them the rights. But if you have released it with a label, they have to whitelist the platform, which is going to promote it for you. So depending on where you released it. Nguyen. He asks, "Do you smoke? I see people working in this industry smoking and drinking too much, especially in the club environment. Can I be kind of clean in this industry, like get rid of smoking, drinking and drugs, or do I have to get used to it?" Well, you definitely not have to get used to it because it's like a personal decision, you know. Like if you like to drink and smoke or whatever, please do it. Feel free to do it. But I actually never smoked. I only drink. But just for fun and because I like it. So that's the thing I do. But I never smoked. I never used any drugs. It's really a personal thing, you know. If you like to smoke, please smoke. But if you don't like to smoke, just don't do it. Don't feel obligated to do it just because of the fact that you're an artist. You know, never do that. Always stick with your own opinion on that. Pascal asks, "Joey, could you please make a podcast about copyright of other tracks? As example, I see a lot of tracks on Spotify with vocals or samples from an old hit record. Many people told me you can bring out a cover without an approval from artists and music distributors. The best example would be the track In My Mind. How should I proceed if I made a new track with vocals or samples from a track back in the 1980s? It's a good question. I don't know that much about music rights. You know what? I'll tag a music lawyer in this question in the Facebook group, and he will get back to you on that. Because I don't know that much about like rights, copywriting, all those kind of stuff. So it's better for you to have an answer from him. I'll make sure he comes back at you in the Facebook group. Jean-Pierre asks, "Could you please tell how much money should you get to start a music career? And also, when do you quit a music career?" You actually don't need any money to start a music career. You just need to start making music. That's the only thing you should do. And if you want to quit a music career, like the thing that I did, I really think that the minute you feel that you're unhappy in a situation that you're at that moment, so if you're not happy with being a DJ or being an artist or touring or whatever pressure you feel, if you're not happy in that situation, you just need to quit, you know. Like it's to me, life is all about making decisions. And yeah, if you feel like you're unhappy being an artist, I would just quit. So you don't need any money to get started. Just make sure you get started with making music and doing your socials. And if you want to quit, just quit. It's a tough decision sometimes, but it sounds so simple right now. It's a tough decision, but you actually just have to quit. That's the thing. So those were the questions of this week. Thanks for sending them in our artist coaching community. It means the world that you guys are supporting me this way, and that we're building this community. I think we already went over the 700 people. So that's 700 DJs and producers into one group where we all discuss music and music marketing and stuff. I'm really looking forward. I'm also really excited to get ready for ADE next month. Is that next month? Almost next month. It's August 31st right now. But ADE is approaching, and I'm really looking forward to be there again. I will be there on Wednesday and Thursday, maybe on Friday, but I'm not sure. And I will do an artist coaching meetup. So if you are there, keep an eye on this group, because I will post where we meet. And we just can have a drink and a talk together, and we'll see. So if you're interested, just keep an eye on the artist coaching community group on Facebook, and I'll probably see you in Amsterdam. Guys, thanks so much again. Like I said, I've reached the 100th episode of the podcast. 1 year ago I started with this, and now it's been this cool big thing. So thanks for that. I will definitely not quit. And enjoy your weekend. If you have any gigs or you have to tour or play or whatever, have fun, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.